What's going on, everyone? You join me today, not in the STI, but in an Outback Wilderness 2024. We are in Allie's car. The last car we filmed of hers was the Forester, which she traded in for this. So she had that a couple years. That was the last top 5 actually as well. Let's pull over, do a little top 5 on this thing because it's pretty cool. And yeah, let's get right to it. So the first thing I would say is personality. This is obviously a Subaru Wilderness, so it comes with that trim level, as do a few of the current Subaru models. As of late, there aren't many, and in general, in my opinion, many vehicles that stand out aside from each other. A lot of manufacturers do similar things, and this to me is kind of like a TRD Pro type of feel, where it has off-road capabilities, but has a lot of personality into it, something you could buy and kind of is a testament to your outdoor lifestyle, things like that. Similar to how the STI was really that off-road rally type feel. Wasn't just a sedan that you can get, it had everything that you would want it to be, kind of like a rally car. So for Subaru to have this trim level, it feels like such a difference compared to just a standard Outback or even like a really high level, trim level Outback. It feels like a lot of personality. So that would be number one. The second thing of this would be off-road capabilities. When you look at this thing online, I'm sure people have seen a lot of these videos already by now because this has been out for a couple of years, this trim level. I'll link a couple videos at the end. The stock capabilities of this thing off-road is insane, and it's no question that Subaru has some of the best, if the best, all-wheel drive system in the game. Symmetrical all-wheel drive, off-road capabilities has always been. But the fact that this thing has almost the same amount of ground clearance as a Jeep Wrangler, and with the tires, with the skid plates, X mode, everything like that, this thing is insane off-road. Now, are majority of the people going to use it as off-road? Probably not. But in the case where you live in an area where there's deep snow or there's muddy situations that you might get in, or you do want to take it off-road every once in a while, you have the confidence to do so. And I think that is so cool that they capitalized on that with this model. So the third thing I'm going to mention is performance. Now, it wouldn't really seem obvious when you see this thing. It seems more like an off-roader. This thing actually has some kick to it. It has a turbo, which is really cool. And not only that, but I had a 2015 WRX prior to the STI, and that thing had around that 260 horse mark. This thing's around 270, I believe. And it's automatic. WRX was manual. So when you step on it, the gears are really smooth. Power comes on really smooth, and it gets up a lot faster than you thought it would be. So the performance of this thing, especially coming from someone who for almost 5 years daily drives an STI, feels really good. It feels exciting. Doesn't feel laggy for especially how heavy this thing is. So it's actually really impressive. That was one of the things that I didn't expect driving this thing, and was pleasantly surprised. 4 is going to be storage. Now, I'd like to make a similar video that I made to the STI and the previous Forester of how much could fit in it, and that'll be a separate video, just kind of going into seeing, how a 7-foot surfboard fits in it, and etc. But the amount of storage in this thing is actually insane. It's totally comparable to the Forester. Super wide. When you fold the seats down, endless amount of storage. And not only that, but the trunk itself, obviously the lift gate behind it, you might not even need to put down the seats for a lot of the stuff. Cup holders, drinks, everything like that. Everything's really set up nicely for storage, and it kind of follows that, Outback mentality. Especially with camping, things like that, you will be more than set up the amount of storage that's in this thing. Lastly, number 5, that's gonna have to be the tech. Now, when I reviewed the Forester, I talked about the self-driving capabilities, the lane assist more so, the adaptive cruise control. Those things at that time were kind of brand new. And what I've noticed in this model is it's so much more refined. Now, in the highway, if you were doing, adaptive cruise control in the Forester, when a car moved out in front of you, it might really kind of put you back in your seat. This one, after driving it on the highway, it really moves back into the speed that you set after the car moves away. It doesn't kind of jolt you back. It doesn't brake really all of a sudden. So the technology feels a lot more refined. Obviously, you have this massive screen in the front with Apple CarPlay and everything like that. It is incredible. The sound system, beautiful, Harman Kardon, and the amount of cameras in this car, the amount of just straight tech, like charging your phone, you could just put it down, it's wireless charging. You have your USB-C right there and your conventional USB with an auxiliary port, which is pretty cool. So the amount of tech in this thing continues to impress me of how much Subaru is putting into just the, technology that they're using in these cars. Night and day difference even from my 2018 STI. It's just insane how fast it's developing, and I'm all for it because all this stuff just makes it a real pleasure to drive. So there we go. Top 5, quick, short, to the point, hopefully. Really do enjoy this car. If you're curious on any other top 5s that I've put out, I have a video on a Forester, my STI, a Crosstrek, so a couple different Subaru models as of the past few years. So feel free to check that out. Feel free to subscribe for more, not only reviews, but modifications, car shows, car spotting, things like that, all things cars. Really so much appreciate the comments, the support, and the subscriptions. So we'll keep it coming. Happy 2024, and we'll kick it off. So appreciate it. Catch you later. Peace.